a sunny day. When I go to a meeting, my watch say that I ain't come to play. I made 100K the other day. I'm about to treat this rap shit the same way, just like I'm pumping yay. Keep my inventory stocked with product to cop. Keep them addicted so they cop if they got it or not. I'm from a block where they see cops and swallow they rocks. We keep bitches out our business and hollows and glocks. Linking up with my team to plot on the top. In the hood I'm barely seen, I'm out on the dock. 1200 for the jeans that's bulging with knots. Treat the huddle like family, we all that we got. If it's money to be made, let's set up a shop. You gon' be the one in charge, I'm calling the shots. Used to hustle hard by the street sign. Money come and go, I'ma keep mine.
Money come and go, so I'ma grind every day. Even when it's slow, I'ma grind every day. Money come and go, so I'ma grind every day. Even when it's slow, I'ma grind every day.
Wifey eating $100 steaks while her rocks glitz. Louis boots, Louis trench, Cartier on her wrist. This the shit, yeah, nigga living life. G-Wagon windows tinted, 160 at the light. Phone keep getting alerts from selling merch. Stacks bulging out of my pocket, just sold a verse. Hit the jeweler like, damn, Gary, is my piece done? Now I'm rocking 200, walking out of Golden Sun. Security open my door, now I'm getting chauffeured. Texting Moolah Films about our movie poster. Cardo got some beats, gonna send them over. While I'm buying real estate, let's get a hood a makeover. My man's called, I pulled up on him real quick. He asked, could I help him move 5 bricks? Nah, I'm legit, I'm a rapper now. Graduated from the game, ain't no moving backwards now.
Money come and go, so I'ma grind every day. Even when it's slow, I'ma grind every day. Money come and go, so I'ma grind every day. Even when it's slow, I'ma grind every day. Every day, every day. Do 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 baby.
Yeah. Look, hey. Might hit a late, you pick up and come do what I wanna. Been buzzing, you know the vibes. Possibly how this life that I live, I perfected my me back in junior high. Stepped out of circles, I need all that shine in myself. Heard it slacking with suicide. Seized every sense of my doubt, cause I learned you could be what you want long as you decide. Hang on my phone on the bitch, you be calling her baby, I call her a dub. Fuck niggas all in your section, might stunt your progression, not just in the club. I can't be nothing like niggas, I shoot up the gym, Brody might need a sub. Chasing that hoe, how you saw out the whack, it's too hard to get back where you was. Fuck niggas screaming they necks. Throw all the shade that you wanted, your hoe throw me sex. Watch when you throw up the set. New to the soil, they might put your soul on the jet. I say let go, they forget. I say go get them, they might put that 40 on your neck. We carry codes to the vets. She call me daddy, but my city call me the best. Watch how you moving, I shoot. Popping with nothing to prove. What can you do? What can you say so we move? Up and ain't nothing to me if they fuck with the groove. Watch how you flexing them rules. Watch how you step to them niggas with rep in the room. Don't see that weapon assume. Too many talking too big till they head get the boom. Too quick to hang on my phone on the bitch. You be calling the shorty, I call out a play. Back to that shit I was on. If it go, then I'm on it to start up the day. Back to them licks if I had to. My go-getters at you, we all in your place. Back to the quickest reaction to fuck shit in traffic. I shoot up the race. Fuck niggas know what to do. Soon as you see us, it get kinda ugly for you. Bitches, you fuck with the choose. Squeeze all that shit that you love, cause there's nothing to lose. Some ain't got nothing to do. They wait for me to say go, then they rushing to you. They get to busting in twos. Empty that, then double back just for fucking with dude. Watch how you moving, I shoot. Popping with nothing to prove. What can you do? What can you say so we move? Up and ain't nothing to me if they fuck with the groove. Watch how you flexing them rules. Watch how you step to them niggas with rep in the room. Don't see that weapon assume. Too many talking too big till they head get the boom. Watch how you moving, I shoot. Popping with nothing to prove. What can you do? Gotta watch how you move. Say so we move. Up and ain't nothing to me if they fuck with the groove. Watch how you flexing them rules. Watch how you step to them niggas with rep in the room. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. If you don't live under a rock, you know that we've been chopping egregiously for the last several weeks. Really, the whole month. Been pretty ridiculous. A lot of people getting liquidated day to day. I think the trading overall has been pretty low, pretty down. This has been my worst trading week in a very long time. I just made a lot of stupid mistakes, tried to be smart where I was stupid. And the good thing is it birthed something pretty ingenious. I've spent the last 3 or 4 days not really trading much, just kind of taking a break, taking things in, researching, doing analysis, and figuring out, where am I wrong? How can I be more accurate? And today I'm going to take advantage of all of you that are here and show you what I showed all the patrons this morning. So for all of you that don't know, I do a private analysis every single day around 9:30 Eastern when the stock market opens up. I haven't been posting a ton of swing trades just because there really hasn't been a lot of options. I've been posting all of my trades in Discord, and then I post my trades for free on Telegram. But hey, if you're someone that likes other analysis or you want to learn stuff, like today I spent a whole hour and a half going over the whole trading system. And this is stuff I do, type of stuff I do every week. I talk about, how do we find the tops, and not necessarily like tops, but when are we looking at exhaustion in the bull run? How do we find that? How do we find, historical patterns of topping and whatnot? And it's not just, oh, Bitcoin looks like this, there are divs, this. It's a lot of stuff included. Now, I will say there is that daily analysis for hey, Bitcoin's forming divs. We need to be careful. We could look for shorts if we do form divs, and definitely ride those shorts with that higher time frame confluence. But it is a lot more than just a simple, yes or no. There's a lot of confluence, a lot of analysis, and a lot of tying in with a lot of the trades we take. So let's do our analysis really quick, and then I'll go through some of the lower time frame stuff that I even back tested today. I ran through. I'll show you guys the range. So I haven't lower time frame traded in years. I just started doing it 2 months ago, and I won't lie, I was really good. I was really bad. I don't want to say I was bad. I was mediocre at first, then I got good, then I got overconfident, and then I don't know what happened. My brain just got scrambled, and I started just making the dumbest trades, and and I didn't really have a solid system in place, and now I feel like I really do. I went and used that system, followed every single rule in it, and I traded not the whole range. I traded from March 24th. I traded from here. Actually, I even think I started. I started right here. Started on the 28th, and I traded until April 28th. So here. I took a total of, I think, 22 trades. I have the whole Excel document. I'll pull it up for you guys. These are... Okay, I'll have to take a screenshot of it. But these are all the trades I took with the dates, what type of trade it is. And one thing you're going to notice, there's a lot of longs in a row, a lot of shorts in a row, a lot of longs. I'll tie that in afterwards. But basically, any notes I have on the trade, how much did I make or gain? So I was trading with $100, right? Theoretically. And I don't know if you guys know this, but you can go in TradingView and use this replay feature and literally trade the market as if it's fresh. So you can literally make the candles move like this, and that's how I traded it, because I've never traded the 1 hour in that time frame, and it's been 2 years. I don't even remember how price moved, but I'll show you guys how I did it. I ended up having we'll save all that data for after. I want to, because I know more people are going to join and be interested, so we'll save that data and I'll show you guys what I was doing. But let's start off with the S&P 500. So we do have a little bit of concern, and I'm actually going to open up the Dow Jones. I have fears. Oh, we did pull back. Okay, this is good. I have some fears that we're looking at a double top, potential double top. We also have divergences if we close above these wicks. I'll be honest with you, I don't think it plays out. I think it's very similar to this, where we just kind of range and continue higher, range and continue higher. I don't really see anything bearish with this market. The only macro indication of bearishness is the dollar. Obviously, the dollar bouncing here, definitely not ideal, but that doesn't mean that we couldn't pump put a bear div in and sink all the way back down. I obviously have 3 scenarios here. One, the dollar kind of bull flags, continues higher, and that's obviously the most macro bearish scenario, the least bullish scenario. That kind of ends our bull market early. Then the most bullish scenario is maybe we consolidate and just head lower. That's always a chance. And then the third scenario is like bear div, continue lower. During this range, however, if we do range, crypto can still move. Stocks can still move. The dollar going down doesn't necessarily mean that everything else is going to go down right away. The dollar headed upwards here, and Bitcoin and the S&P 500 still continued higher, right? It's kind of like a delayed reaction. So like, check this out. This is the S&P, right? Just to make sure. Yeah, S&P. So look, dollar bottoms out here, heads higher, heads higher. I mean, the dollar moved from 89 all the way to 97, 10 points. In the S&P, I mean, I don't have the value. Oh, here it is. The value's over here. So the S&P moved from, we moved from 41.25 all the way to 47.87. I believe that's a, well, 41 to 48. That's a 20% move. So we could still have plenty of room to move upwards. I don't think the bull run is necessarily over, but we need to be cautious, right? Now that we're seeing this, we need to look for other indications. One indication, right? Let's say we have this, right? We have bull and bear indications, right? We have one bear indication and 5 bull indications. I'm going to remain bullish, right? I don't see bullish confluence on any of these charts yet. And until I do, I'm not going to put a ton of weight on the dollar yet. Plus, the stock market still looks fine. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, NVIDIA's correcting. Well, no shit. Look at the monthly, right? NVIDIA needed to correct. If you guys want this to go higher, it has to correct. Now we got through the dollar. I gave you guys my scenarios. Look at total, right? We're remaining in this kind of bull flag. I'm a huge fan of this, personally. I, again, don't really see many issues here. Many problems. Same with total 2. Right, nice little bull flag. Excuse me. And total 3 is the same thing. I mean, weekly structure is intact. I know a lot of people are going to ask, are these bearish divergences? I don't believe so. There's a lot of consolidation here. There's way too much time here. You have, let's see how many candles we have between these two divergences. I mean, you have 252 days or 36 bars, almost a full year. Right? That's almost like saying, like, this is a divergence, right? Even though we went higher, if that makes sense. Like, don't get me wrong, I would consider these divergences 100%, but I wouldn't consider like the length of all of that a divergence. Same with like this. I wouldn't really consider that a divergence. I know we dropped. Look, this is the COVID crash, right? But I wouldn't consider this a divergence, and primarily because there's like half a year to a year in between those two tops. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. Look at tether dominance. So again, bearish structure is intact. If this is bearish, Bitcoin and everything else should be bullish, which they are. This is forming a bear flag, similar how total charts and Bitcoin are forming a bull flag. So if this goes down, everything else goes up is what I'm trying to say. On the daily, lots of chop, lots of consolidation. Why? In my opinion, it was to cool off the weekly. Bring this weekly stock back up. Bring weekly divergence back up. And we still don't have, again, here, I don't know if I'd consider these divergences. And primarily because, I mean, look how many candles we have in between. Right? I know this is a major support area. We also haven't had an alt season. We haven't seen liquidity shift. Bitcoin still hasn't hit any historical indication of a top. We haven't even, like if you guys go through the pi cycle top, we're not even close to that. I mean, we're getting closer, but we're not as close. You go to the monthly and we're not following like the monthly trend that we normally follow where we hit this 90-ish RSI level. We're not even close. And I know everyone's going to say, what about these bearish divergences? Again, I have issues with that just because there's so many months in between, and this looks like consolidation to head higher. And look, this could have been that divergence playing out, this one red month. Which sounds absurd, but could be true. Let's take a look at the daily. Is Ethereum mini breakout making alts dump? No, I don't believe so. And Ethereum looks like it's pulling back on the daily. We have to watch this, because if it does close above, that's very solid. But it is currently retesting. And look, guys, I know I've made a lot of tweets about Ethereum today. I know that this diagonal means a lot to you guys, but diagonals are tricky, because although you could say we could break out, we could come back below and find confluence, horizontal support and resistance are much more, I wouldn't say much more, much better to look at. What is Ethereum mini breakout? So I don't think it's making alts dump. I think what's making alts dump is Bitcoin dropping, but I'm noticing one thing. Bitcoin's dropping a lot, and alts are retaining their value pretty well. Like, there's clearly something happening in the Bitcoin to altcoin space right now where Bitcoin dominance is dropping while Bitcoin literally just dropped 5, almost 6%. Let's see. 5%, and Ethereum's pumped this whole time. Link has pumped. Kind of a wickish candle today. Tau's pumping. Fetch is, of course, Fetch is dumping, classic. Sol's dumping a bit. Not every alt's doing great, but Rose, of course, dumping, classic. But it is funny how, excuse me, it is funny how Bitcoin's losing a lot of value and Ethereum's starting to carry its own weight. What's up, Yasser? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Plus, we've got some potential hidden divergences here depending on close. I want to see if this is my problem with this. Do I use the low part, this giant wick, or do I use this? And look at that. That falls right on the 786. Either way, both are valid. But another thing I wanted to point out, and I know I'm going to get hate for this, and I know I've said, guys, we're going to chop. Check this out. On the 4 hour, what is brewing on the 4 hour? We have what looks like an inverted head and shoulders forming. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not trading this because it's so choppy and so weird looking. But there's a decent possibility this plays out, especially if the daily closes with these hidden bullish divergences. And by hidden bullish, I mean RSI is making a lower low. Price is making a higher low. We're closing within the 786 here. If you use this low or this low, it doesn't really matter. I think this one makes more sense. Just because this is such a ridiculous wick. And I have this kind of theory, when you have ridiculous wick, this is a ridiculous wick. Look at this. This is ridiculous. This is a move from 104 all the way down to 98 in one day. Pretty ridiculous wick. So paying attention to this area is going to be important. Bitcoin to zero, not yet. Soon, but not yet. Probably next year. It was really funny when Bitcoin was in a bear market, all these people calling for zero. That was hysterical. What's amazing to me is alts still haven't really done anything. I know some people are like, oh, alts have done great. Which ones? BNB, okay. ICP hasn't done anything. Crow hasn't done anything. Digibyte hasn't done anything. Doge has had a little bit of movement. Ethereum really hasn't done anything. Look, if you're a long-term crypto holder, you haven't made any money in the last 2 or 3 years here. I know, okay, look, if you bought down here and we're here, okay, yeah, you're up a lot of money right now. But cycle to cycle, you haven't profited any more than you did here. Super interesting. The bear market is so much easier to trade than this. Yeah, I agree. primarily because you don't have all these like crazy swings to liquidate everybody. Like no one's trading in the bear market. I think Bitcoin will never go below 40K. That's what people said about 30K. And honestly, 20K. I would never count out a big move down, ever. But this 4 hour is super interesting. I'm going to follow this. You know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm a genius. I traded this and called it. I'm not trading this inverted head and shoulders, personally. Now, if I see like 1 hour confluence with it, maybe, potentially, but not right now. Roman, about altcoins not doing much. If you notice, most of them are at all-time high when it comes to market cap, even though the price is not that high. That's something to look at as well. Where do you see that information? Are you talking about like the total charts are close to all-time high? Like alts in general are close to all-time high market cap? Or like if I go to Ethereum, right? It's at all-time high market cap. Because if you're talking about like the altcoin market in general being at all-time highs, that's because there's so many alts now. Which would make sense. Like, okay, market cap's at all-time high because last cycle, let's say last cycle there was 500,000 altcoins. Now there's like 4 million. And I don't know why there's 4 million. I think like 99% of these are scams. But that's kind of why I went into altcoins that are in the top 20 to 50. Like all of these things are going to do well, generally speaking. Are they going to put in a 1000x? No. But I can confidently say they're going to do, if you check a random altcoin and coin market cap or whatever, I wonder why that is. I did not know that. But how does that make sense? Like if we're at all-time highs in market cap, but price isn't going up, why is that? Like what's holding price down? Because if you think about it, like simple supply and demand, like Ethereum, right? Ethereum has, what is that, EIP, whatever, that burns tokens. It's a deflationary asset. If its market cap is at all-time highs, this thing should be worth $10,000 to $20,000 because they're constantly burning Ethereum tokens every day. There's a website that tracks it. There's like hundreds of I think there's like, I don't want to say hundreds of millions because honestly I don't know how many Ethereum tokens there are, but there are tons of Ethereum tokens being burned every day. It's a deflationary asset. Can you long Bitcoin now? No, I'm not trading this until Monday. I'm not really interested in trading. I had a terrible week, and I'll admit it. Like, probably the worst week I've had in quite a while. It was all my fault. Like, 90% of the losses I took were because I was like, I'm going to be a genius and outsmart the market. Don't ever try to do that. Like, had I just stuck with my system, I could have walked away, like, worst case scenario, break even. But instead, I decided to do some stupid stuff. One thing I did want to cover is Ethereum before I go through the Bitcoin, like lower time frame stuff. So I'm watching for this Ethereum breakout. Obviously, we wicked above. Again, I don't long diagonal breakouts and I don't short diagonal breakdowns either. Primarily because horizontal support and resistance is so superior to everything else. Will Bitcoin go down more in lower time frames? I'll look over that, but right now we're sitting near support and we have bullish divergences on the daily. It just depends how the daily closes. Like, if that closes like that, very, very good. Tokenomics and coin dilution won't let you see the numbers through the price behavior. Now I'm curious. Finish that thought. You are confident alts can do how many X? No, I'm saying What I'm saying is, I don't care to buy a token that may or may not do a 1000x. And I know you're going to shake your head and be like, why would you? Because look, these are all the alts I'm in, right? That I bought years ago. Why did I buy all these? Because they're known. They're mostly in the top 100. They matter. When Bitcoin goes up, they generally go up. They've been around. Like, most of my money's in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, and Tau. Right? And I'm not buying like Whiff or Fart Coin or all of these weird meme coins, because at the end of the day, one, if I've heard about them, it's because it's too late. It's because they've literally done a 100x, right? And I missed out. Two, they're meme coins, dude. You're putting I'm not gonna put 100 grand into a meme coin that I could lose it all in 15 seconds. Like, no fucking way. What's the reason for the Bitcoin drop today? Probably like lower time frame correction. I mean, you look at the 4 hour and look where we were when we pumped. Like, seriously, look at stock RSI. Look at any of the hourly time frames. Like, look at the 2 hour. When we got up to there. Daily looks fine. Daily can continue. But like, the 4 hour was so overbought. This correction, and not to mention, like, there's so much volatility recently, it's absurd. This has been one of the most absurd volatile moments I've seen in my trading career, like these last 2 weeks. Like, look at this. We have done this since middle of January. 2 weeks. I don't know why, or when it will stop. It's been crazy. Trust me, quicker than 15 seconds. Yeah, like, I'm just not interested in meme coins. You were talking about buying Link for 5 to 6 USD for so long. Yeah, I know. I made posts. I was like, dude, look at this range. Like, this is crazy. Look at this weekly range. For those of you who don't know, I bought Link here. Look at this range. This is a perfect range. My biggest buy, and I know I'm going to get flack for this and people aren't going to believe it, I bought a lot down here. When we did this candle outside support, I bought a lot. And I know I'm going to get flack for it, but I took a risk, and so far it's paid off. Tau, I bought the majority of my Tau. I think my average is somewhere in here because I have bought like a little bit here and like a little bit there kind of deal. So look, if Tau wants to come down and ruin my portfolio, I'm sure it can. But considering that AI is so big and the United States wants to get really into crypto and AI, I'm still pretty confident in this. What time frame is most reliable for looking at stochastic overbought and oversold? I don't really have a preference. I'm just saying, like, look at the daily, right? We're just ranging. Like, in all honesty, we're just ranging. We could break out at any moment. I want to see the Bollinger Bands. We're finally tightening these bands. So, like, why do we range? We range so that we can create volatility to make a legitimate move up or down to break major levels. That's why you do that. So, honestly, this is just a huge range from where we came up from here. And why did we dump today? Probably to sort out 4 hour. Probably to sort out, like, the 12 hour was very overbought as well. And now this weekend, this, can spend and get back down to here. That would be my assumption on why we dropped. Plus, like, every time it feels like Trump talks, the market does something crazy. I remember that I was buying when I wasn't even planning to hold Link. Do you still have some? How about ETH to Bitcoin? So I'll show ETH to Bitcoin, but so here's what I really like is we've put in another bottom, kind of, maybe. I wouldn't say it's a bottom until we get above this horizontal level, right? I think we have bullish divergences here. I'm not really sure. I think we do. Like, if this is a 1 hour, I'd trade this. But really, for me, alt season begins once we reclaim this and break above this horizontal here. Until then, it's just noise, right? Alts aren't going to do anything until Ethereum starts showing dominance. Can I check the link chart and comment on it? I don't really have any comments. It looks fine. I mean, I did 99% of my buying here. So I'm not really concerned. I don't think Link's going to come back all the way down to here when we don't really have a reason to. We haven't even seen an alt season. Guys, part of the reason why I don't look at higher time frame alt charts right now is because I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but until we see that liquidity shift and we start seeing Bitcoin dominance drop and Ethereum to Bitcoin finally come up, this doesn't matter. Like, let's say we go into alt season a month from now, right? And Link goes up to like $60 and monthly RSI goes all the way to like 80. Okay, I'm probably going to take profits, right? I'm probably going to start looking to exit. I don't know what it is with the monthly RSI, but that 80 to 90 level on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link. I mean, you go down the line, right? Look at this. You should be selling. I mean, you really should be selling start selling like 3K. We go all the way to 90. I mean, this doesn't even have that doesn't even have RSI. So like, honestly, Fetch this last high. Sure, you could be like, oh, we could take profits. The thing is, it's AI, it's new. I still think this thing's gonna come back up. I mean, it went down 80%, dude. That is crazy. Did it go down 80? Oh, it went down 93%. That's crazy. Like even Solana. No, I know Solana was new. That's really what I'm looking for. I mean, once we start alt season, I'll start paying attention to macro alt charts. But until then, I'm not trading altcoins. I'm not paying attention to alts. I'm not trying to scare myself. I'm not trying to do anything stupid. All I'm trying to do is trade Bitcoin, watch Bitcoin until I see a reason that altcoins are taking dominance. ETH just retraced all the way back down. No, it didn't. It isn't retraced all the way back down, and this thing could pop up for the end of the day. I would bet that it does. You're starting to make bullish divergences here too. Creating bullish divergences, you're holding the diagonal, or you're trying to. You're holding horizontal resistance as support right now. 4 hours still probably need some reset time. I mean, look, this thing could pop. Bam. Right? Get a little bull flag in there. Daily still has plenty of room to go up. These were clean. This was a clean. Oh, no, that's not a bullish divergence. Neither is that. That sucks. All right, I'm going to save the best part for last. So this week, I made a lot of stupid trading decisions, and I know I've said that out loud. I know I've said that probably several times now. I've started a kind of new lower time frame system about 2 months ago, and I thought I had a good system in place, but honestly, it wasn't as refined as I'd like. Best number of lots or leverage X for trading Bitcoin with $100. I wouldn't use leverage if you're a new trader personally. I would stay away from leverage until you understand how to use it. Right, best for last. So, you're going to need a couple things. You're going to need stock RSI. Let me see. You're going to need a one-day stock. You're going to need, I mean, yes, you can use normal RSI. And then you need the 1 hour chart. So, this is what I was doing wrong. And I wasn't looking for higher time frame confluence, and I wasn't looking for I didn't have like sometimes on these regular divergences that I trade, I'm taking too much risk because you don't really know where invalidation is. And a perfect example of this, and I showed this in Discord earlier this morning. So check this out. These never invalidated. And the divergence formed here. So we have a divergence that forms there, and we drop another 2.56%. Now, my problem with this was, okay, if I'm in with half of my portfolio, that is way too much of a risk. And I know you guys are like, oh, only a 2% risk, that's nothing. Okay, this is how I trade. I don't, like lower time frame trades, I'm making maybe 1% to 1.5%. I don't like to risk over 0.5%. So for me, I was an idiot, and I held this until this candle and kind of panicked because I was like, oh, we have bullish divergences here. Oh, this is scary. Well, it ended up popping up, and I took an unnecessary loss. What I should have done was use less, right? Like 25% of my portfolio. Then I'd only be down 0.5% from where I bought instead of almost 2% from where I bought. From where I bought. And I could have just threw a break even stop or threw a stop under here, or just, again, held this until invalidation and traded like this div here. But, you live some and you live and you learn. But here's what it comes down to, and ultimately I shouldn't have even taken the trade. So this is what I've discovered. And a lot of this comes from, and I swear if any of you are a market maker and you are going to absolutely fuck me for this, I'm sorry. But this is what I found. Higher time frame confluence goes the longest way with trading. I'm going to show you guys 2 examples, and then we'll wrap up the stream. Is your Telegram Roman VIP trading? Because that's where I went from your Twitter page. VIP access. So the VIP access is like, and I'm going to break it down for you guys. The way you get access, it's free, but I'd like you to trade with Coincatch. 1, I'm giving you a discount on your trading fees. 2, we're going to run monthly promotions to give you more discounts, maybe to run like trading competitions like only you guys can enter in. I'm probably going to do giveaways too. Like, I'm trying to build a community, make you guys, give you guys profitable trades. Like, thank you for being in like, my live streams and following me and commenting on my posts and making this entertaining. Trying to give back to you guys, but a little bit in return. Like, I would like if you guys traded on one of the exchanges that I'm partnered with, especially if I'm making you money. Now, I will say up until this week, we were making decent money. So this week has been the first red week that I've taken in 4 or 5 weeks. So, doing pretty well. So we have to be on Coincatch. So, like, look. You want to be that guy that signs up on Coincatch and, you're like, oh, I signed up, you send me your UID and you join, but like you don't trade on it. You can technically do that. Like, I'm not making you deposit. I'm not tracking who's trading and tracking whose UIDs are doing stuff. Like, I'm not doing any of that. All I'm saying is, hey, I'd appreciate if you signed up, checked out the exchange, and maybe traded on it, right? I'm trying to give you guys a little bit more incentive by giving like the trading fee discount and running some of the promotions and stuff, but I can't. Like, 1, if more people trade on this and there's more volume, I can give you guys a bigger discount and we can run more promotions. Like, we could do like 50% off trading fees or no trading fees for a month, but we have to get the trading volume first. Like, I'm not trying to be that guy that's like, oh, use my exchange so I can make a ton of money. Like, no, I've proven that this system is profitable and I will continue to prove that. But in order to do community-wide stuff, I need you guys to trade on that exchange. Like, I've already talked to the people at Coincatch. They're so down. We just have to create more volume. Like, the CEO's like, yeah, if you can get more volume, like, we'll do whatever. Like, we can give away, like, and I know this sounds cheesy and corny, but like, we'll give away Rolexes and do all this shit. And I'm like, dude, just do trading. I mean, we can do whatever you guys want. I'll ask. I mean, it's, And I will say one thing. There's some of you that have DM'd me saying, hey, how do I get the discount? Like, the discount isn't showing up. DM me or message me on Discord, and I will take that list. So, like, do it in a bulk, because I'm going to take a bulk of UIDs and be like, hey, these guys aren't getting the discount. Can you, like, fix this? So, okay, let's go back to the system. So this is going to blow your guys' mind. It blew my mind. And one of the guys that's been in my like Patreon for the longest time, great guy. I'm not going to expose him because I feel like he'd probably want to stay private too. He said, like, why don't you use higher time frame confluence? I'm like, well, divergences play out like 60 to 70% of the time anyways. Why bother? Well, couple things to that. One, if you use higher time frame confluence, you can hold the trades longer and you generally get a better return. Two, there's way more accuracy. And three, you avoid, like this trade I stayed up all night for. I was up until 6 a.m. Part of the reason why I sold this was just so I could go to sleep. I was so tired. Oh, you said the reason for the dump today, but obviously it's the Trump tariff news. I know everyone says the charts are the news. Yeah, I mean, that I'm sure that I did say every time Trump opens his mouth, like, we dump or we pump. Like, it just depends on what he says. So I'm not dissing you there. I'm just saying out loud, like, we're still just chopping around. Like, if he didn't say anything, I firmly believe we'd still just be chopping around. Because, like, they said no rate cuts, and we pumped a ridiculous amount. Right. Let's go through this. So, I want you guys to check this out. I highlighted the white lines here. I'm actually going to make them a little bit bolder so you guys can see. Oh, whoops. A little bit tired today. Me and the lady went out and got dinner and drinks, and I needed to blow off some steam this week, dude. I just wasn't a complete fool. It's priced in the price action. Yeah, I mean, but him coming out and doing that, what I don't understand is he's already said he's going to do it. So why is the market overreacting? But okay, let's take a look at this. So I'm going to remove these for now. We don't need to see them. So, okay, I went through a whole hour-and-a-half segment in Patreon. So if you guys want to see it, you could sign up for 1 month, save the video, and you'll have it forever. I went through like 50, not 50. I went through like 10 trades with it and showed the accuracy. I also went through, and this is my Excel sheet. So for those of you that don't know, I've been testing this out the last couple of days. And TradingView has this feature where you can do replay trading, right? You can like replay the charts. And I was like, you know, what do I want to replay? What makes sense? So what I did was I went on the daily chart and I went all the way back to here. All the way back to March of 2023, and I traded from March to April, right? End of March to end of April. I just picked a random time period, traded for 30 days. Here were my results. I'm going to explain how this system works, and for those of you that join the Telegram and want the trading calls, because there is a lot more to what I'm saying, and I cover that in the Patreon video, but I'll be honest with you guys, I don't have another hour and a half to discuss this. I'm also exhausted. But here's how I did. I took 19 trades, 5 of them were losses, 14 of them were wins. That's a 73% win rate, right? 73% win rate. I made 6%, a little bit over 6%, which to some of you, you're like, oh, that's so bad, right? 6% of, look, I know some of you are like, oh, I only have $100 to trade with. Like, I need to get rich quick. Okay, one, that doesn't happen. So kiss that idea goodbye. Two, if you make 6 to 10% a month, let's say you make 5 to 10% a month, right? On the high end, that's 120% a year. That is better than any investment manager can give you, and you're doing it yourself, so you get that own personal reward, and you're increasing your portfolio size. So you're, you know, in 4 years, you can take $100 and make it 100, 200, 400, 800, 1600, right? That's how trading works. It's not this idea that you just like hit one trade and make $1 million and then suddenly you're just an insane trader is just complete bullshit. Like, and if you guys ask me like what's a good amount to start trading with, I would say paper trade until you really get it down. But honestly, like, and I know a lot of you guys aren't going to like this, but probably $5,000 to $10,000. That way, 6% of 10 grand is $600, right? 10 grand times, or 10 grand, you know, you make 100% that year. Now you got 20 grand. Next year you have 40. Then you have 80. Then you have 160. And now you have a pretty sizable portfolio. And I'll be honest, me using this system, I trade with a couple hundred grand. So 6% could be $12,000 for me, right? That's a livable wage at that point. You know, you could be trading with $500,000, and I know this is a far reach, and I know most people don't do this, but if you're trading with $500,000 and you make 10%, you just made 50 grand in a month, and it was pretty easy, right? You did 20 things and you know, did pretty well. But okay, let me go back to this range because I'm going to show you a couple things. So 1, you need daily stock. 2, you need the 1 hour, right? So I want you guys to pay attention to 2 things. 1, when our daily stock hits around this 80 level, and when I say around, I mean it's got to be 78 to 80, not 70, not 65, 78 to 80, right? This candle's at 67. The next one goes to 86. When we hit this level, we look for shorts, and we look for shorts all the way down until stock hits close to 20. Now, look, this one hit 21. We went from 47 to 21, right? And I want you to look at the 1 hour real quick, and you're going to start. Bro, it's so easy to trade when you have like 100,000 to use if you're not greedy. Literally a few cents represent like $1,000. That's not true. I would say it's a lot harder to trade with 100 grand because when you lose, that could be if you lose on a big trade, that could be a monthly paycheck in perspective. Or like, let's say you're in a trade and your stop loss doesn't get hit and you end up losing. Instead of losing 1%, you lose 5. You just lost 5 grand. You're trading with $100 and you lose 5%. It's like, oh, $5. Like, that's a candy bar. It's a gallon of gas. It's not a big deal. So, you know, I know it's easy for people to say like, oh, you have 100 grand. Like, no wonder this is so easy. It's like, dude, this is how most people trade. So, especially like, imagine this. So for this trade, if I'm in with 100 grand and we start dropping 2 to 3%, right? This trade never invalidated, but I guarantee you most people will be like, I'm down 3 grand. I got to get out. If it drops anymore, I'm fucked, which is kind of what happened to me. I was like, I don't know if this is going to invalidate. Like, I waited for this red candle and I saw the green candle and I was like, man, I don't know if this bearish divergence is going to play out. I just got to get out. I can't lose anymore. Now, granted, I wasn't down a ton. I was down I was down like $800. But my whole point is like, you've got to understand risk management, and it doesn't matter how much money you have. So, look, if you want to be legitimate and make a livable wage, you probably need 100 grand a day trade because you're not making 10% every week, right? You're making 5 to 10% a month. That's usually what day traders shoot for anyways. So, okay, let's go for this. So, we've already discussed that when stock RSI gets to about 80, we look for shorts. When stock RSI hits this around 20 area, we look for longs. So I want you guys to notice something really quickly. So you can't see it. I'm going to zoom out a lot. So look, we look for longs, or I'm going to mark this so you can see. So we look for longs all the way. We look for longs all the way until here. From here moving forward, we only look for shorts. Now watch this. You look for shorts until we get to, see, look at the bottom right. Look at the bottom right here, this number. You look for shorts until we're at 74, 66, 47, 21. At 21, we start to look for longs. So I want you to notice something. And one thing I noticed, so yes, this trade ended up playing out, but there's no reason to even look for longs when we were dropping. Like, had I seen this drop, I would have just gone to bed. I wouldn't have even bothered with it. How often do I go live? I try to go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Around 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. So, had I had seen this, I would have been like, because look, on Sunday, I got drunk with my dad, smoked cigars, like, watched the fucking Chiefs cheat again, right? But I was like, oh, there's a trade. Like, I don't know. Like, I might stay up for it. And I did. And yes, it ended up playing out. But had I have known this, I wouldn't have even bothered with it. I would have just went off with my day, right? Or my night. Gotten a good night's rest. Gone to the gym the next morning, you know, and really just done nothing. So, okay. Then we move forward and look at this line until we hit this line, until stock hits close to 20, we're still looking for shorts, right? Still looking to short this. Now, there's a couple things here. I'm not sure, and I might need a little bit of help with this. If you guys know how to trade hidden divergences, is this a hidden divergence? Now, it didn't play out at all, which is unfortunate. But here's the thing is, one, we would take a short here. Typically I short this. And I actually need to open up I don't know why. I'm not really sure why hold on. Gotta move a little bit here. I think this is it. Okay, let's see. Do this, do that. Input, we'll do the 50. Okay, so here's our 50 EMA. If you guys don't know, the 50 is somewhat important. So we come back up and we make hidden divergences, in my opinion. I'm not sure because of this red candle. We might have not made them, and we might have just created bullish divergences. Again, I need to double check some things that I'm going to check later today. But in my opinion, we did, right? You essentially have high here, high here. You have you have a high right here that is slightly higher until we invalidate it on the next close here. But you have, in my opinion, hidden divergences. You're also closing on the candle that makes the divergence within the 786. We'd short it. Unfortunately, the next candle closes green and it goes up 0.43%. We would end up taking a loss on this because we are looking for shorts, which sucks, but hey, not every trade plays out. The risk here was about 0.82, so I'd use 0.5% portfolio. So we'd lose a total of 0.2%. Not a big deal, right? Not a big deal at all. You move on again. So now stock RSI hits this 20 value. What do? We start looking for longs, right? We're looking to long anything that has decent divergence. Hi, I would like to hear, what do you think about alt season? Is it over? It hasn't even started. Fewer trades with better setups. Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. So a couple things. One, I find that anytime we make hidden divergences with chop, it rarely plays out. But anyways, let's just say we're trading it, right? So we ended up forming bullish divergences, and you're looking at this low and this low. These are hidden bullish divergences. We actually close above the 786, which is important. We ended up invalidating this trade. But there's a couple things that I've noticed over the last several weeks. This is a % total risk. However, a couple things I've noticed. One, hidden divergences work best when there is a decisive candle. So in my opinion, this is a hidden divergence, right? You actually have a lower low here with this red candle here. And it's decisive. It's one quick move down. It's not this choppy crap here. So in my opinion, this should have never been traded. I mean, you could maybe argue, but with all this, again, the choppiness, I'm not a huge fan of it. Moving forward, let's say we did trade it, right? We're in at 102.237. We would actually close this trade at 102.150. And why? One, because we put a lower low in an RSI after putting in a green candle. The green candle is that divergence actually playing out. The red candle following forth is the continuation of this downtrend, which sounds absurd, but I've seen this dozens of times, and I've ran this system back through random time periods for a month long. I've seen this before, and anytime this happens, I don't want to say anytime, I'd say 90% of the time it happens, the divergence doesn't play out, and it's better to close. So, okay, we lose on this trade too. We're 0 for 2 on the week, but we lose 0.1%. That's not a big deal. Then fast forward, we create, in my opinion, very clean bullish divergences. Why? It's decisive. Big move down, big move down. You have higher lows here. You have lower lows here. What is that risk? About 1.52%. Okay, that kind of sucks. With the maximum portfolio, the maximum portfolio amount we can use is 0.3%. So we'd be in 0.3%. Now, granted, we've lost 0.2% here. Let's say 0.1% there. So this goes up about 1.84%. I'll be honest, I typically close at the 50 EMA. Look, if you got lucky and you held through all this crap here and we went up, look at that huge gain. However, I usually close at the 50, so we make about 1.84. We'll round it up to 2% to be even, just to do easy math. So now we're up 0.6, now minus the 0.1 and 0.2 here. So we're up 0.3%. I know a lot of you are like, oh man, that still sucks. But like, here's the deal. This has been a shitty trading week, and these are the only divergences we've had. And to be fair, this whole period of consolidation has been awful. Then we fast forward again, right? And I'll be honest, I don't think I'd trade this either, right? A lot of chop. I know it forms a divergence. It does. But it makes a percent. If you trade it, right? If you wanted to trade it, you'd make, that's a whole percent. What's the risk? About 1.5. So you're in with another 0.3. So you're up 0.6 on the week, right? Up 0.6, feeling pretty good. You know, is it the best ever? No, it's kind of a shitty trading week, but you're making money, right? There are weeks where you'll make like 5, 6, 8%, right? But for this week, it was just shit. Like, we've literally just consolidated in the worst way imaginable. But a couple things here, and you guys are going to love this. So why do I only look for longs, even though we probably had a couple short setups, right? We actually have one here. And look, there are better examples of this, but I'm going to show you now. Why do I only look for longs here? Because we have higher time frame. The simple answer is because we have higher time frame confluence, and generally those trades are going to play out on lower time frame. Like, so if the daily says up, the 1 hour is going up, right? Higher time frame over lower time frame. If the daily says up, 1 hour is going up. Will there be opportunities for 1 hour maybe shorts? Yes, but they're less likely to play out. You have to go with what's more probable, right? If the 1 day says up, 1 hour is probably going to go up. And this is very interesting. So watch this. This makes a divergence. So this closes and makes a divergence. But I'm going to show you guys how to properly trade this. So this makes a regular bullish regular bearish divergence with these two candle closes. We actually have, and I'll do a replay here just so you guys can see. So we make a regular bearish divergence right here on these two candles. You can clearly see that we have higher highs here and lower highs here. Here's the caveat though. One, where's our daily stock at? Our daily stock RSI says that we should not be taking shorts. So we should not, we shouldn't be looking to short this anyways. But let's say we're feeling good, you know, maybe we're up a ton on the week. Can we short it? Should we short it? Here's the thing. You make the divergences here, you have to take this wick for it to be a legitimate divergence. I've seen this. I ran back 150 trades and I found this to be the most successful. Watch this. The next candle. So I won't lie. During this candle, you would take the short, but you would take the short here. You would not take the short down here. And there's a big difference in this, right? You're talking about taking a short here versus here. That's a 0.6% difference, right? And on this candle close, we invalidate the divergence. So, okay, let's say you wanted to trade it. You're feeling good. You don't care. Or let's say you just simply don't care about this daily stock, whatever. You would take the trade here and it invalidates here. That's a 0.32% risk versus a 0.89, right? Your job as a trader is to reduce the amount of loss you take. And this is doing that, right? This is working. So I'm going to show you guys a couple shorts and then we're going to wrap up the live stream. I got to go make dinner. I'm pretty hungry, but I'll do this for you guys. So we've already established that at this point, look at daily stock down here. We're at 86. We look for shorts at this point. Now check this out. And this is so clean. We have a clean, one of the cleanest short setups right here. And look, if you hold this all the way back to the 50, you're making 3.44%. Now, I won't lie, on these trades, I take a much smaller portfolio size, but I'd make a whole % from this. For me, if I'm trading with, and again, this is anybody, right? Doesn't matter how much money you're trading. If you can make a whole % from one trade, that's excellent, right? Especially for these because you're using such a lower portfolio amount. But check this out again, right? We fast forward. We actually start creating we didn't make divergences anywhere in here. Let me just double check. No, because we have to claim the wicks, right? Does this make a divergence? So yeah, I guess this could make a divergence. This makes a regular bullish divergence. Whoops. You could look to take the trade. Where does it invalidate? I think it invalidates right here on this close. Let's see. This is, what is this? 58. This is 59.08. This is 58.51. 59.14. So look, you'd lose 0.09. Okay, so we make, let's say we make 3.5 here, lose 0.09. Okay, we're still up a shit ton, right? Not making a divergence, not doing anything, but we get to this point right here. Look at this. We have a slightly higher high. We're closing above all these wicks. Bam. On this one trade back to the 50, and you could hold this because we closed under the 50, you're making a huge amount. I mean, you could hold this all the way down to support, make 5 to 6%. And those are where those bigger trades are coming from. Not to mention, guys, this is an ascending wedge. Right? That's a bearish reversal pattern. Pretty easy to spot. You know, you could even draw it like this, and this is just creating a divergence. So is it another like regular bullish? Yes. So we'd have to take a different approach and use lower risk, but it exists. Now let's keep fast forwarding. We actually form, no, we don't form a divergence here. Almost do. But we don't there. This is all choppy. It's just hard to see. We actually formed a divergence, I believe. Nope, we didn't form one. So we'll move on. Move on. We actually form another one right here, right? We close, not only do we close above the closes, we also wick above this wick. Where would you take this trade? So the close here, we close above. We've already established that we have divergences, but have we gotten above this wick? We do. We take the trade right at the white line, all the way back down to the 50. That's another 2% gain. Right? Let's say we played this absolutely perfect. We made 10% this week. We made 3 trades. You know, if you were really risky, right, and you traded this all the way back down, that's another 8% gain. Now, look, I don't trade that way. This is just the luck of the draw of the week. Right? We've had this crazy volatility up and down crap. Do I enjoy cooking without the music on? Is the music on? No, it's not on. Do I enjoy? I don't think I cook with music on. Usually I watch YouTube videos. But yeah, you have divergences here. Look, you don't create any short divergence hidden or anything in here. Nothing. Actually, I think you do one right here, which we'll check. But I don't think you do. No, you don't. There's basically you go from the 19th all the way until the 25th, not taking a trade. Now, is that boring and does that suck? Yeah. But you're not focused on longs. You're looking at shorts. We're following higher time frame confluence. We're 3 for 4, right? We take this short, we ride it back. That's a 75% win rate. That's huge. Look, I know for a lot of you, and I know I keep repeating myself, you're sitting there like, oh, well, if you only make 6% a month, how am I going to make money? Dude, 100% a year is a huge amount. In trading, it's not, there is no easy path to like make $1 million in a year if you have $100. Like, that's just not going to happen. The best traders I know, and look, this is coming from like Castillo, like you guys talk about, you guys know Castillo, you guys know I'm good friends with him, or Cole, Like, these guys aren't making $200,000 every other day, right? Like, I don't know how much money they're making personally, but look, let's say Cole, for example, he trades very similar to this. He's the one that got me interested in this, so big shout out to him if he's watching. But Cole trades like this. And look, if he takes 3 trades a week, he makes a couple $1,000s. Like, that's livable wage, right? That's excellent. So, look, I will say for day trading, to make livable wage, you need a lot of money. You do. But if you're someone like, hey, I just do this in my free time, try to make some money. I don't know why that just disconnected. You're like, oh, probably because my phone just went on. Stream with Cole would be cool. Yeah, we've been talking about trying to get him back on. We don't have 2020 hindsight in real time. It makes sense to cut losses. Yeah. So here's what I did. Honest bum. So, look, I know we all know how this played out, right? So this is what I did this morning, and I'm going to do it again tomorrow morning if I'm not horribly hungover. I go out every Fridays with the same group of guys. So it always ends the same way it begins. So this is what I did. I went all the way back to here in 2023. It's been 2 years since we've seen this range, right? Okay, I know in the grand scheme of things we go up, right? But I don't know what happens on a 1 hour time frame in this period. I don't. So what I did was I did a replay, and I essentially took my 1 hour, went all the way back. And look, my memory is not that good to remember, oh yeah, I remember this day we did this and this day we did that. Plus, we're talking about a 1 hour, right? So I went all the way back. I went like this, and I took the replay and I started right here. I started right where we started with starting with longs. Why did I do that? No reason. I could have started when we were looking for shorts. It really doesn't matter. I think 2x in a year is very good. It's amazing. I mean, again, if you're someone with a ton of money, like, you're doubling your money every year. That's excellent. And if you're someone that's a new trader, okay, you're getting your feet wet. You're making some money, right? And look, there are other setups that we trade. Like, if there's a 1 hour inverted head and shoulders, that's going to be a big trade. But this is what I did. I basically ran this all the way back. So, okay, we know that we're looking for longs here. Yeah, we're looking for longs here, so check this out. We're looking for longs. So this is what I did. I played each candle, and I basically said, okay, I haven't taken anything yet. Still haven't taken anything yet. Still haven't taken anything yet. So, like, still haven't taken it. I don't think I took anything for a little while. Let's just keep check. Actually, did I take it? No, I don't think I took anything there. So I think no, I didn't take. I don't know when the first trade I took was. Let's just see. But this is essentially how I played it. I just ran it like this. So, okay, here, we have a bullish divergence, right? I know I played it a little fast when we've seen 2 green candles already, but this is what I did, right? Create a bullish divergence there. I long here. Where's my risk, or where does it invalidate? Well, it invalidates when it puts in a lower low. So, okay, I run this, right? Bam, bam. Bam. Right? I close the trade right here. We're up 1.2%. I write it down. Right? I wrote it down, everything down in this Excel document for the whole month. This one I need to look at. 329. When is 329? So did I take this trade? I can't remember everything I did this morning. Where is this trade that I took? Here's the 28th. Did I take it here, maybe? I think I took it right here. Did we make a hidden divergence? No. I don't know where the hell I took this trade. Whatever. There's no divergence in here. Or is there? No, there's no divergence in here. Where did I write where did I get this from? Or maybe it's down here? No. All right, whatever. We'll move past. I don't see anything here to take. Like, unless this is it. No, because it's a higher low. Yeah, this is just a bunch of crummy chop. Yeah, we don't ever form a div. Like, I guess you could say, like, oh, we formed one here, but not really. Because you put in the lower low. Whatever. Right? I went through and did like 30 days worth of trading, and this is what I did, right? And I kept an eye on one day, and when one day went... Just going to do this real quick. When the one day went back to here, now we're at 82, right? We actually get to 82 right here, I think. Where is that? Right here. Now I look to short, right? The only thing we're looking for are shorts. I ended up taking a short right here at 30,400. We actually do go all the way down for a 1.67. I'm not going to lie, I'd probably take that. I mean, we could go down all the way to the 50. Let's see. Do we go all the way down to the 50? And we eventually do. So, I don't know where this wick ends, but I think it's like right here. No, that's another 2.3. This is what I'm talking about. Where can we find the Telegram link? It's in my Twitter bio. Is it now a good time to look for longs? Bitcoin looks ready to bounce back. So, let's get rid of this. Like, I'm looking for longs, but I have the higher time frame confluence to look for longs, right? Look at the daily stock. Completely. So, okay, we have to look at two things. One, okay, the blue line's still over the orange, so that's good. So, yeah, I'd still look for longs here. Plus, you're forming a bullish divergence. Oh, you're actually not right now. We were trying to form a bullish divergence. But, yeah, I'd look for longs. All right, guys. I posted a full video of all the trades I took in Patreon. So, if you want, like, a long-term, like, this is educational, you know, how does this system work? How do you tie in everything? It is over on Patreon. It's under today's date, daily analysis. So if you want to take a look at that, go sign up on Patreon for a month, download the video. You have an excellent tool to, you know, attempt these setups. Or, you know, you can sign up on Telegram. I call out all the trades. I call out when to take profits and so on and so forth. So all of that's available to you guys. With all that said, guys, I hope you have a great weekend. Again, the more of you that sign up on Coincatch for all of the free trades and the more volume that we get, because look, either way you're making the trades, right? Whether it's on Coincatch, Blowfin, Binance, whatever, the more people that apply that volume, the more discounts that we can offer, the more giveaways we can do, the more that Coincatch can give back to you guys. So just wanted to remind you that. With all that said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and remember, be patient.